Hello again, YouTube. Today, we got something a little bit different. We got a supplement to talk about. We got First Endurance Optygen and Optygen HP. Do a little review for you. Now, before we dive into the supplements, I do want to just come right out with a medical disclaimer. I'm not giving any form of medical advice. I'm not telling you to take or not to take the supplement. Simply just making a video of how the supplement has worked for me, and you guys do as you wish. So, also another kind of segue here into the supplements is I'm not going to go too much into the research and into each specific supplement because that would require a longer video. However, if there's a good amount of interest in that, please let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to make a video talking a little bit more about the ingredients one by one as I have found them in a little bit of the research. But I think for the simplicity, I think people want to know, does Optygen work? And is it worth the money? Because it's not the cheapest supplement out there. And we will get into that. So if you don't mind, stick around and let's break down Optygen a little bit. So I do have a little bit of experience with taking First Endurance Optygen. They came out with an original Optygen. I can't remember exactly the year. It was pretty new when I started taking it in the back half of 2005. I had barely turned 18 at the time and started using the supplement as a cyclist at the time, and I thought I noticed a bit of benefits there, and on and off through my cycling career, if you will, and then now into my running the last several years on and off, I have used Optygen and have noticed similar benefits. I will get into those and we'll have a little bit of a screenshot of what I mean as far as taking their medical research into layman's term of what it can do for you in your training. So after they released Optygen, they came out with Optygen HP 2008 or 9. I'm gonna have everything posted below. That would be the research, Optygen's improvements. Everything will be linked below for further reading. This is the original bottle, if you will, and here's pop the top. They're known for their distinctive red capsules, and so the serving is 3, except for the first week you take it, you load it in your system. That would be double servings, so that's 6. And then since this is still sealed, so I haven't broken into this one yet, the coloring on them is gray and the serving size is 4 because they put more stuff in there. So what can it do for you? Obviously, you have 2 aspects to this supplement. You have ergogenic aid and an adaptogenic herb. Yeah, I knew I was going to say that right the first time. Yeah, so there's that. So it's the adaptogenic aid and ergogenic aid. So basically you're trying to improve your blood flow, trying to improve cardiovascular efficiency and metabolic efficiency, ATP production. Basically how fast and how efficiently can you utilize fuel source of your body. And the various supplements in here, and the ingredients of the supplements are meant to help do that. Again, we're not going to get lost in the weeds of all the semantics of VO2 max tests done on double-blind study. Again, link it'll be on the description there. But I'm going to put up on the screen. We got a little picture here of a heart rate graph as it relates to some intervals I was doing. So what I want the takeaway from this picture is see the ups and the downs on the heart rate graph as they relate to the pace graph. So that's indicating I'm obviously making an effort, a pretty substantial one, and then I have a recovery from that effort. Up and down, up and down. So the bigger the peaks and the valleys you get in your heart rate data is indicative of pretty good aerobic conditioning, and I think the Optygen has helped me be able to recover just a little bit quicker between upper threshold and VO2 max efforts. What does that mean? Anything 5 minutes or less, I felt like my heart rate comes down pretty quickly from those. Not that it hasn't without the Optygen. It's not, oh, it's suddenly happened. I just feel like there's a couple percent benefit there I've been able to enjoy. So now, I think another important part is there's Optygen and there's Optygen HP. So back again to these bottles, and there's a substantial price difference. General retail value for Optygen is $50, give or take. This stuff costs about $80. So you have a pretty substantial price difference between the two. How do I deal with that because it's a punch in the wallet. I use Optygen, the older version, most of the time. And when I have something coming up that's a peak event, I will swap her on over to the Optygen HP because it has a few extra ingredients. The main one being beta-alanine. Like it said, that will be in the link below. And otherwise, I do use rhodola rosea, chromium, and cordyceps in both. And those are the main powerhouses that make this supplement efficacious, if you will. So then that segues away, efficacious supplement versus cost. Is it worth it to you? Do you think you would, do I think you would benefit from taking a supplement like this? I'm going to say yes, but there's going to be a caveat, a couple of those. Are you already training well? Are you already doing a lot of the main core fundamentals of running or cycling or your sport of choice, whoever's watching this? If you're not training as consistently right now and you're working to improve that, or you're a newer athlete, probably not worth it. If you cannot afford good nutrition and other supplements such as a protein powder if needed, items like that, if you're not sustaining a good grocery budget, if you will, no, do not sacrifice other core benefits to your training, and that's recovery, that's sleep, and that's good nutrition. If you can't get those covered, no, don't go for the Optygen. Now, if you are in a fortunate situation where you are covering the bases, you're a pretty decently trained athlete, and you are looking for advantages any way you can get them ethically and legally, then yeah, by all means, go ahead and get some and cycle between Optygen, HP. I do think it's worthwhile to take a little bit of a break. When you have a downtime, say the holidays, for example, cycle off of it. One, it just save you a little bit of money, and two, just give your body a rest from taking supplements. Again, that's all to your discretion. So I do see some redeeming value to it, but it's not something, don't be remiss on your goals if you cannot get a hold of a supplement like that. So I just wanted to kind of hop on here and explain a little bit of my aspect to it. And if you've made it to the end of the video, I have a little treat for you. I have another supplement I'm going to review. I got this one from Momentous. It's Tonkat Ali, also known as Urcoma longifolia. I don't know how to pronounce that. Been taking it for about 50 days, and so that will be coming. And otherwise, thanks for tuning in.